back to the channel, and we are down at East Durham Gaming Experience, the new home of what was formerly Games of War, and we have an epic game tonight for you. We've got Tyranids, High Fleet Orca versus more Tyranids. Phil has brought his High Fleet along, High Fleet Kalesh, and it's going to be a bloody battle today. This Imperial City has been abandoned by the Grey Knights. There's a wrecked Land Raider in the centre, and the moss and the greenery and all of the Tyranid spores have started to take over. Both High Fleets have been devouring the planet from opposite ends, and they have come to meet right in the centre where High Fleet Orca has taken hold in this Imperial City. The mission today is the Scouring. There are 6 objectives scattered across the board, and each one is worth a random number. There's 2 worth 1 point each, 2 worth 2 points each, 1 worth 3, and 1 of them worth 4. So let's have a quick look at the armies. So today I'm running the Combined Arms Detachment and a formation. We've got 1 Hive Tyrant with Twin Link Devourers and Wings with Desiccator Larvae. We've got a unit of 3 Zoanthropes with a Neurothrop, 2 Hive Guard with Impaler Cannons, and we've got the Malanthrop here filling out the elite choices for troops. We've got 10 Hormigants, and then we've got the Spawn of Cryptus infiltrating up the centre, and then the Commander, the other Flying Hive Tyrant, again with Twin Link Devourers and Desiccator Larvae as well. His Warlord trait is Feel No Pain once he takes a wound. Psychic powers, both of them got Psychic Scream, both of them got Onslaught, and the Zoanthropes have Onslaught and of course Warp Blast. And you may have seen we've got the 3 Carnifex, the Warriors and the Tyrannifex. They are running the Living Artillery node, all with Twin Link Devourers. These guys got a Venom Cannon, and this guy has the Acid Spray as well. In reserve we have of course the Hive Crone.
Okay, so my list for today, I brought a formation, which is the Living Artillery node. It is 3 warriors with a Barb Strangler, an X-Crime, and 3 Biobores. Their role is that they can re-roll the Sky Dice if they're within the silence range of the warriors. Got myself a Harpy with Stinging Salvo and Heavy Venom Cannon. Got a single Venom Thrope in there. Got my Warlord with 2 Twin Link Devourers with Bayonet Worms. His Warlord trait was 18-inch Synapse, and he got a 1 and a 6 for his Psychic Powers, so that's Catalyst and Warp Lance. Then we've got a Hive Crone here. Got another Venom Thrope, 2 Hive Guard with Impaler Cannons, 3 Zoanthropes with Neurothrop, 15 Termagants in front. Another Hive Tyrant with 2 Twin Link Devourers with Bayonet Worms. He got the Horror and Onslaught for his Psychic Powers. Got a Carnifex with 2 Twin Link Devourers with Bayonet Worms. We've got 10 Gargoyles. We got 3 Rippers with Spine Banks. And then we've got a Mucilid, and in reserve we have a Morlock as well. So that is my army. The Zoanthropes got Psychic Scream for their extra Psychic Power, on top of their Warp Blast and Spirit Leech.
As you can see, I've deployed in one corner. Phil is then counter deployed entirely in the opposite corner, away from the Tyrannifex. Strategy, he says strategy, yeah, indeed. So like I said folks, today is the first game filmed at East Durham Gaming Experience. There's loads of 40k going on and other games as well. So as it stands, High Fleet Orca is going first, Phil. Oh, close, but no cigars. So High Fleet Orca, turn 1. So High Fleet Orca, turn 1, and everything is swarming past the centre, heading up towards High Fleet Kalesh. It's a long way across. I don't think there's going to be any turn 1 charges, even for Phil. Sight of his were uneventful. We tried to cast Onslaught on this guy, he got it off, but unfortunately took a wound to perils, and the Zoanthropes tried to cast it on this Carnifex in the centre, but unfortunately didn't get it off, and that was pretty much it, as I'm out of range for Warp, Lance or Blast. So swiftly moving on to shooting and running. Shooting appears very, very uneventful. This guy has ran and shot his Devourers down at the Gaunts, killing 5 thanks to that 4 cover save from Shrouded plus stealth from Night Fighting. And this Hive Tyrant did a single wound to the Warriors over there. Again, 4 cover plus stealth plus Shrouded with that Venom Probe hiding behind there. and the Zoanthropes have ran forward. Everything on this side has literally ran. The Carnifexes and the Tyrannifex running only an inch or two. Even the Hormigans, unfortunately, are only running 4 inches, including with bound and leap. So we haven't advanced very quickly at all, unfortunately. So let's move on to Phil's turn 1.
So down here, the Hive Guard and Venom Thug shuffled in, and nobody else moved inside here other than the Warrior shuffling over. That's because I want him to be at full bliss skill, and these Biothors just don't need to move. The Hive Tyrant, Hive Cone, and Harpy, Hive Tyrant, and Harpy. Ugh, there's too many words in Tyranids. They've all moved up here. Harpy's staring down at that Hive Guard. Hopefully we can try and pop them. The 2 Hive Tyrants, along with the X-Crine, are either looking to take down this guy or to take on them alongside the Hive Guard. The Gaunts just moved up, so is the Zoanthropes and the Carnifex, and so is the Gargoyles. The Hive Crones moved up here, they've had this flamer on these Gene Stealers, and then these Rippers have moved along and now are out of Synapse, and next turn they'll have to do their check. So that's all the movements. So going on to Psychic Phase. Okay, so for the Psychic Phase, this Hive Tyrant failed to cast Warp Lance onto that Hive Tyrant. He also failed to cast Catalyst onto each other, and then oh no, sorry, it's the base one, that one, that has it. And then Spirit Leech from these guys actually went off. We only just though onto them. I managed to do a wound, rolled an 11, and he filled his invul. Other shots, the Hive Guard fired at the Zoanthrope, managed to insta-kill one. Another one fell to the Harpy. The Harpy did it. I did get a hit on my blast at strength 9, so 2 wound and rolled a 1. Yeah. Over here, the X-Crine fired into them as well, did some more wounds. We basically reduced it down to just 1 wound on the Neurothrope. He took 9 wounds from the Hive Tyrant and survived, so whilst on 1 wound, so that's interesting. The Biovores fired over here at these guys. Skied over here, didn't like it because I wanted to try and kill the Gene Stealers, so I decided to reroll Sky Dice. Went over there, spawned 3 Spore Mines. They're going to try and charge into that Zoanthrope come assault turn. See if you can do that wound. If not, no skin off my back. Over here, the Venomthrope jumped up here as well for his run. The Carnifex here fired up at the now non-existent Hive Tyrant, did 1 wound, reduced him down to 2, and the other guy destroyed the last 2 wounds, giving me first blood and warlord kill as well. Over here, the Gargoyles managed to kill 1 Gene Stealer, but 6 of them were killed by the Hive Crone. Hive Crone did fire one of his missiles, but did nothing. And then the Rippers are just going to slowly keep pushing themselves around here, circling around him to flank him with their spine bangs. That would be funny. And I'm nothing without comedy, so yes, that's all that happened. Got first blood and warlord kill. So Harry, do you want to roll for your reserve roll? He's not coming on, so the Hive Crone's waiting to strike for the right moment. So we'll come back at the end of Harry's turn 2 movement.
Hive Fleet Orca turn 2, and everything is swarming forward. This Carnifex is going to potentially, hopefully, lend the Hive Tyrant a hand to cut down one of them. I need to move the Hive Tyrant actually. The Broodlord Cryptus himself is going to be going in at the Gargoyles after the 2 Carnifexes have shot in. I'm going to get that nice lovely torrent template around the corner from the Tyrannifex at that side. This Carnifex can just about see through the smoke. See a couple of Gaunts there. The Hive Guard as well, I pushed them forward. They are going to be within range of Phil's Zoanthropes at the back there, so hopefully we can pop those and kill Synapse on this flank. Right, so not great, but not bad round of shooting at all. The Carnifexes between them managed to do 3 wounds to this Hive Crone. Phil passing about 7 armor saves. Have got insane number of hits with them Twinning Devourers. He is now grounded. The Gargoyles that were behind him were torrented by the acid spray thanks to the Tyrannifex, so their number is being cut down to 4. The Hive Guard took pop shots through there at the Zoanthropes. and did a single wound. The venom cannon from the warriors also doing a single wound, but Phil passing one of those armor saves. In the psychic phase, this guy cast Spirit Leech on the gaunts and killed 3. Attempted Warp Blast and killed 2 more. And then tried to Psychic Scream, but Phil managed to stop it. Combined fire from this Carnifex and the Hive Tyrant over there. Managed to do a single wound to this guy, but he's still in the air. So we've got charges to do, and where do I charge the Gene Stealers? Do I charge them at the Hive Crone, or do I go after the Gaunts or the Gargoyles through there? And then do I charge, in fact I can't charge the Homagans, which means I've picked my target. I'm going to charge the Hive Crone. Right, so in combat, Cryptus charged in and he took 2 wounds to Overwatch thanks to the drill cannon. That AP4 going straight through the armour and chitting on his body and killing one of the other Gene Stealers. Cryptus, however, not a single wound on the Hive Crone. It was in fact his lonely Gene Stealer buddy that actually cut him down with 2 rends and a wound, stripping those last 2 wounds. And that was it for the assault phase. So Phil, does your Morlock come in? No, it does not.
Alright, for my movement phase, these Hive guys stay put, so has the Biowars. The Warriors have moved up here. The other Venom Thumper has moved out here. He's going to run and try and catch up with these, give them some nice cover saves. The X-Cry's moved up over here, so he's in range of that Carnifex. This Hive Tyrant moved from there all the way down to here, looking to put some shots onto that Hive Tyrant. The Spore Mines have moved over here. This Hive Tyrant with Psychic Scream has moved up over here, because there's going to be a nice big area effect if it goes off. Hive Crone is moved over here, looking at the Hive Guard. They're all still in the air. Zontop's moved up so that they can see him for a Warp Lance, and so that they can Spirit Leech them Homagaunts. The Gaunts have moved up around here, but so they can see through that window at the Homagaunts. And these guys have moved up so that they can see them for shooting, and that their charge range is very much reduced. The Carnifex has moved around so you can put some shots at that Malanthrope. And then over here, this thing's dropped down because these 3 failed, rolled a 6 for their feed. So they have to charge the nearest thing and cannot shoot or run. And they gain rage because I rolled a 6. So that's going to be 2 dice on the charge instead of 1. And I'm going to have to charge the Tyranids. And it has flamers, so yeah, they probably will die unless he gets in first. So that's my moving phase. Going on to psychic phase. Him to do Psychic Scream, but realise he doesn't actually have it. He has the horror instead, and the Zontop's had it, so he didn't do anything. But these guys, Spirit Leech, the Homagaunts, managed to kill 4, and then use them dice to fire the Warp Lancers at the Gene Stealers, but they passed all their saves. And over here, the Hive Tyrant fired his Warp Lance at the Zontop and managed to hit, wound, and it died, and he did Film of Pain on himself and the Warriors. And then in shooting phase, the Hive Tyrant managed to do 2 wounds on this guy, and he passed his ground and check. The X-Crime managed to do 2 wounds onto the Carnifex, making him down to 2. The Biowars fired over here, did 1 hit on this Carnifex and wound, 1 hit on this Carnifex and wound. Did 4 hits on the Warriors, only wounded once. And then the Hive Guard shot and killed Gene Stealers, and then the combined shots from the Termagants and what are these called? Gargoyles into these guys. Only managed to kill 1 because of that shrouded bubble. Then this guy fired all the shots in here, only managed to get 2 wounds, and he saved them both. The Venom Throat ran up behind them. This Hive Tyrant fired to the Hive Guard and managed to do 1 wound because of the 2 cover save. The Heartbeat went backwards to shoot at the Carnifex. Didn't get a wound on his Stinging Salvo, wounded on his Venom Cannon, but he passed his arm save. So we got a couple of charges to make. The Spore Mines, I'm thinking of charging into the Carnifex. I'm unsure because of all the shots, they probably will die. Yeah, they'll definitely charge into the Carnifex. And then over here, the Mucilid will charge into the Tyranids first, followed by the Rippers. So we'll come back after the assault phase. Over here, the other watch killed 2 Spore Mines. The other one got in, didn't wound, and of course died, so he got a 2-inch consolidation there. Over here, Harry elected not to overwatch, which was a wise idea, because my Mucilid had a 10-inch charge. The Mucilid rolled double sixes, got in, stopped him from overwatching. And then these guys rolled an 11-inch, got them in as well. So that was really good. And he did no wounds because he rolled triple ones on his attacks. And my guys had 6 attacks each. Only managed to hit about half the amount, and then didn't even wound. So that's a tight combat. Not great for Phil, but at least that flame is not going to have it go across the table. So that's it for me. So Harry, does your Hive Crone come in? No.
Really?
Late battle for the Hive Crone.
Really?
We'll come back after the movement phase of Harry.
Right, so with that we have had an awesome movement in Psychic phase. The Carnifex, whose arm has dropped off, has moved forward looking to shoot into the Zoanthropes and hopefully do some damage at this side. Meanwhile, everything else is pushing forward, the Carnifexes and the Hormagaunts and the Malanthrop. The Malanthrop looking to get into combat to get that preferred enemy bubble, and you may notice there's quite a large gap now. Yeah, Psychic Scream went off from this Flyrant and we did a hell of a lot of damage. We rolled 9 for the Carnifex, with +2 was 11, he's leadership 7. We killed 3 out of 4 of the Gargoyles, and we killed 7 Termagants, rolling an 11 plus the 2 to 13. So not bad at all. The Malanthrope's going to hopefully take down that single Gargoyle and grant me that 12-inch preferred enemy bubble, hopefully. But we've got a hell of a lot of shooting coming in. We've got the Carnifexes here, we've got the Carnifex on this side. They're all twin linked, and I'm hoping to shut down Phil's mobility on this side. So in the shooting phase, the Neurothrop has weathered the storm. He took fire from both sides from this Carnifex and the Flyrant back there, and Phil making a lot of saves, and unfortunately he isn't quite cut down. He's left on 1 wound. That left both the Carnifexes in the centre to fire up at the Flying Hive Tyrant, and despite getting, what, about 9 hits between them, Phil only failed a single armour save, so he's on 2 wounds now, and he passed his grounding test. The Venomthrope that was at the back has gone thanks to the Hive Guard ignoring cover, so not a shabby turn at all. We do have some charges to do though. The Malanthrop and the Hormagaunts are going to go in at that Gargoyle, and the Carnifex is going to hurtle across at this Neurothrop. So things seem to be on the turnaround for Hive Fleet Orca. In the assault phase, the Carnifex failed the charge, however the Malanthrop and the Hormagaunts made it in and ripped apart the Gargoyle. That of course does grant me a 12-inch preferred enemy bubble, so consolidating backwards 1 inch put me within 12 of the Tyrannifex. The Tyrannifex actually got 3 hits, 2 wounds, and I rerolled the 1, killing the Gaunts. Gaunts, Ripper Swarms. So as a result of that, he needs to consolidate, and we haven't had a bad round at all. However, Phil does have a hell of a lot in this back corner. But maybe I can retreat onto objectives and force him to come out instead. Let's see. Phil, does your Morlock come in?
Yes.
Oh, have you already rolled?
Yes, I rolled 3.
Oh, okay. What's that you got? Do you like cake, Phil?
Let them be cake.
What?
Let them be cake. Like the famous Prince once said.
Wow. Anything to say, Phil? Is the cake good?
Cool, for Wargamers. Everyone stayed put over here. The Hive Tyrant over there zoomed all the way down to here. The Zoanthrope has moved all the way over here. The Hive Tyrant over there came down here. And then the Harpy came along here, dropped a bomb on them, did a wound to a warrior, did a wound on a Hive Guard. The Morlock did come on, did 1 wound on the Malanthrop, 1 wound on the Carnifex, and then it's gone into ongoing reserve. So it's been really not too bad of a movement phase for the Tyranids. So we'll come back after Psychic phase and shooting phase. So here, Psychic phase, I did Spirit Leech. It killed the Malanthrop, but I rolled a 2 with the Perils, and it killed my my Zoanthrope. So that was my Zoanthrope dead. Then I got Careless off on the 2 Hive Tyrants. One of them cast on the other guy. Shooting wise, both these guys laid into him, did about 15-16 wounds in total, and Harry rolled them 2 at a time and passed every single one of them. Over here, the Hive Guard managed to finish off the Mount. No, he did Spirit Leech onto the Carnifex, rolled only a 6, and then the Hive Guard finished off the Mount Throw. The X-Crine finished off this Carnifex, and the Biovores fired over here, did nothing in total. The Venom Cannon from the Harpy killed one of the Warriors, and that was it. Not eventful at all, but at least killed the Malthrope and the X-Crine. So going on to Harry's turn 4, and his Hive Crone automatically comes on.
Turn 4, the Hive Crone came on as Vector struck the Harpy and done a wound, past her ground and check. Well, this Hive Tyrant is pulled sideways. She's going to pour into her and hopefully do some damage with Psychic Scream as well. Meanwhile, the Tyrannofex has got a 5-inch move through cover. I'm going to hopefully onslaught it and get it over there and start eating away at some of the crap that's over there. Meanwhile, the Carnifex is just staying where they are, hopefully shoot down the Warlord, and these Hive Guard are just staying here. Hopefully I can pop the Venom Thrope that's over that side as well. So there's not many models left for either of us, but hopefully we can start to do some damage and look to spread out and grab those objectives. So in the Psychic phase we try to get Onslaught off on the Tyrannofex, unfortunately failed it. We also try to get Psychic Scream off here. Unfortunately with only 4 dice I only got Psychic Scream off once and Phil managed to stop it. The Hive Crone, Harpy even, took a wound to the Vector Strike, and the Hive Tyrant managed to do another 3 wounds, so it's down to 1, but it passed its ground and check. I was leaving the Warriors there to hopefully charge it. Meanwhile, the 2 Carnifexes between them managed to bring down the Tyranid, the High Fleet Kalish Warlord, so not a bad round at all. We then tried our luck. I was debating whether or not shooting the Hive Guard at the Venom Thrope, but the problem is I'd be within range of his Hive Guard, so I've ran them back to stay on this objective for the moment, playing it very, very safe there for the minute as well. So Phil doesn't have that much left in the middle of the board. He is kind of stuck to one corner, barring 2 flyers. So we'll have to see what he does in his next turn or 2.
Yes, over here the Warriors have moved through terrain up on here. Since the Harry's Hive Guard was just out for these Hive Guard, and he ran back 4 inches. If I got a 5-inch or 6-inch move through cover, I would have been able to reach him. However, I only rolled a 3 on the max one, so I decided to stay put. For this guy, if he rolled a 6, he would have been in range of at least 1 Hive Guard, possibly 2. I would have decided to fire him into them. We only rolled 4 movements, so he decided to stay still so you can fire at the Tyrannofex. He will be behind a cover save, but AP2 maybe enough to stop him. The Biovores and the Venom Thrope stayed. The Harpy came over here and managed to Vector Strike. The Carnifex did a wound. The High Tyrant Vector Strike didn't do a wound, but the Morlock came up, killed 3 Hormagaunts, and did 2 wounds to the Carnifex, killing him. Well, the kill and blow came from the Harpy, but he did roll a 1 as mishap, so he's dead. And that is the movement. So going on to shooting phase, Psychic and shooting phase. Psychic phase, I failed to cast Warp Blast onto the Hive Guard, and I did pass, but with the perils on my Catalyst, which was a 1. I passed my leadership, I did take a wound, I passed the ground attack, but Harry also denied the Catalyst, so that was Psychic phase. For shooting phase, the Heavy Venom Cannon fired back and managed to end one of the Hive Guard. The 1 Devourer left because I Vector Strike fired over here and took 2 wounds off of the Carnifex. Then the X-Crine managed to strip a wound off of the Tyrannofex, and another wound was taken from Devourers from the Warriors. No, from the Venom Cannon actually, from the Warriors. The Biovores managed to do a wound onto the Warriors. The Hive Guard managed to strip another wound off the Tyrannofex. The Tyrannofex is down to 4, Carnifex down to 2. And that is my turn 4, so Harry's turn 5.
Right, so Tyranids, High Fleet Orca, turn 5. The Hive Tyrant here has dropped to the ground. It's now scattering to make as many objectives as we can. So this one is going to be just within range of here, but he's also within range of that Hive Tyrant there as well. So hopefully we'll get some shots in. The Crone moved 12. It needs a 2-inch run to make it within 3 inches of that objective there. The Tyrannofex has moved back 6 to grab that one. The Carnifex and the 2 Hormagaunts are grabbing that one. and the warriors are grabbing this one, so not too shabby at all. Let's see what we can do in the psychic and shooting phase though. Made a mistake in the movement phase of moving the Hive Guard back. I need as many units as possible on the objective, so I cast Onslaught on him and he managed to run back onto the objective here and then took a pot shot into the sky at the Harpy and actually brought him down. That strength 8 AP4 ignores cover, proving vital. Meanwhile, the Flyrant here got a single wounding on the Hive Tyrant that was in the centre, while it was the Carnifex here only getting 3 hits, 2 wounds and failing both saves, bringing this Hive Tyrant down to the ground. As a result, there was nothing left to shoot at, so the Tyrannifexes ran back 6 inches to grab some cover away from all of the others. So, as it stands, with the run move of a 5-inch move from the Hive Crone, we are actually on 5 objectives out of 6. So all I've got to do is survive. Phil does have some long-range artillery, so let's see what damage he does from that corner.
Okay, so the Biobos came running out. They did awful. They scattered over here and dropped 2 spore mines. The warriors came out, fired into the Carnifex, did awful as well. The Hive Cone fired into the Termagants and they all died. And then, alright. And then this guy fired into him, got 3 hit, got a double 1, so awful roll in there, and he passed his cover save anyway. Renthorpe did run up to try and contest this, but the Hormagaunts are still alive. But that was much for movement, so really I've only got this objective. Harry has got this one nailed down. This one is also nailed down, and that one is also nailed down. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who has a Grindr account. So does the turn continue? Game continue?
3+. Yep.
Game does continue. Harry's turn 6. He stayed put and just decided to kill those spore mines, and that was his turn. So he holds 4 objectives. I fired everything other than the Biovores. I guess they could fire at them. I doubt they would do anything. I'll see after this. But everything fired. We did manage to kill the Hormagaun and the Carnifex. I'll hold 2. Hopefully it's the biggest one. So we'll come back after I've done the Biovore shooting. So I only did 1 more wound on the warriors and that was it. I didn't get 3 hits of the blast though, but just didn't wound enough. We are going to call it there though, so we do need to find out what all the objective points are.
If I don't knock my Hive Cone over.
If he doesn't knock his Hive Cone over, which he just has there. So what is this objective, Harry? So Harry has Warlord kill, and I have First Blood and Warlord kill, so it's currently 2-1. So Harry controls 4 objectives, so what's this one that the Hive Cone holds?
This one is worth 1 point.
So it's now 2-2. What does the Hive Tyrant hold?
Bear in mind Sean put these down before the game. 3 points.
So 5-2, and then this Tyrannifex.
2 points.
So 7-2, and then over here.
This is game changing.
This needs to be the 1.
Oh!
So it's the 1. So it's 8-2. So over here, the Tyranids hold this one.
Well, Tyranids hold them all, Phil.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying, right? Calm down. Stop being a Liam. So it is now 6. What is it?
Yeah, 6-8.
6-8
to you.
Just the chip strength.
All right.
And the last one held by the Exocrine.
Makes it 8-8. Tied game.
Wow.
Tied game.
What a brutal game. So it seems as though High Fleet Orca and High Fleet Kalesh are on equal footings now, with new formations and models coming soon from both forces. I hope you've enjoyed the battle report today. It's been filmed down at East Durham Gaming Experience, which is in the Glebe Centre at Merton. It's the new place where Games of War is going to be held from now on, so please check them out on Facebook. I will post a link to the group in the description. There's been loads of Games of 40K ongoing today. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.